Happy Sunday, everybody. Workout 123, dedicated to the GOAT, MJ. And I'm not talking about myself. Got NFL Sunday ahead of us. We're going to get a nice stretch, a nice pump. Let me show comments. So we're starting here with seated twists. Really nice little warm up for all levels and a good way to get your torso, shoulders, arms activated without using your legs whatsoever. Now we're going to let our legs go straight out in front of us. So yesterday we ran almost a half marathon in the end because 3 people came in the gym and I didn't want to wait for equipment because it was getting very full very quickly. Today, my left knee is throbbing from the long run yesterday. So we might not run today. Let the knee just rest out. It's not hurt, just sore, strained, overworked. So we're going to focus more on our stretch and getting a really good pump. Going into our scissor stretch. The other way. Butterfly. And I'm going to put music in. Frank's going to the Devil game today with a lieutenant from the NYPD named Ryan, who's been in the line of duty for almost 20 years. And the Dolphins are playing at 1. So if the Devils don't play well, and we know the Dolphins aren't going to play well, Lieutenant Ryan might be in for quite a day. Let's get on our back. Bend your left leg, let it fall over, keeping your shoulders flat, really stretching out the lower back. Tuck the knees in, let the left leg down. Just pause it on the music while we're going through our yoga. Put our right leg over. Try to really lay flat, try to get your shoulders down. Exhale. Back up. Now let's get right into some crunches. Ten. 20. 30. 40. 50. 60. 70. 80. 90. 100. Scooting back just a little. Going into our reverse crunches. Trying to really keep our legs with just a slight bend so they're comfortable, but they're straight and under control. And when we come down, our feet are not touching the ground, only our bum, which requires full body control. Scissors in the air. And if you're a beginner, keep your butt on the ground and just lift your legs. What's up, Ethan? And you'll be able to build up your strength until you can, under control, get all the way up. Get those knees coming toward the forehead. Okay, opposite knee, opposite elbow, slowly, so it hurts, under control. Opposite leg goes straight. Okay, let's roll over, get into our cat cows. If you have a sore back, stiff back, about to watch a lot of football, this is the stretch you're looking for. Really try to sink in so that your tailbone gets lower than your hips. And really arch like you're a big bridge. All right, we're going to take these nice and gently as my left knee again is a little banged up from yesterday. The funny thing is I used the video last night of me after the Mikey Betts Rough and Rowdy fight at a bar in West Virginia, just wearing an undershirt with a cigar and a beer. You guys know I very rarely drink, but a lot of people don't know. If you remember, the stipulation for that fight was if Mikey lost, he'd be fired or he'd have to quit. That whole idea was a joke of mine, which Dave heard and then just put it on the card. So about 5-10 minutes before the event started, we were in the green room, and I kind of took Big Cat aside and said, listen, this really isn't fair to Mikey. It's all my fault. So if, by the off chance he loses and Dave wants to, go through with his word, fire me, not him, because I'm the one that came up with the idea. So Mikey ended up winning the fight. A brawl broke out afterward. Let's go down to child's pose. And then we went to the bar. My shirt was all ripped up. I was a mess, but I was so relieved that Mikey won. And I wasn't going to have to worry about losing my job. That I cut loose that night. Now, the truth is, yesterday, we're going to do a couple pigeon poses here. Frank was in a great mood. We had no games to stress about. So walking around all day, went to his Devils thing. So what did Jenks do? I cleaned my entire apartment in a way that I have not done in a long time. And found a bunch of old clothes that I could donate a bunch of old clothes that I just forgot I owned, reorganized all my closets, just everything, and did a ton of laundry after finding clothes I forgot I had. It was just glorious. It was so productive. But yeah, when you're 36, all your friends are normally married. So you're not going to do a ton of the, go out and get wasted by yourself. I mean, hopefully not. All right, we're going to do another set of our donkeys. Knowing that we're not going to do cardio, we're going to try to get some extra butt work, leg work in on the ground. 10. 10. Coming right back. Let's stretch the back again. And getting in the habit of doing these stretches more than once in a yoga flow, more than once in a workout routine is going to really benefit you. And don't look at each stretch as just like boxes that you check. Because if you're doing them correctly, you're really going to feel the effect. And then you're going to want more of it. Now we're going into our bridge. You just hear all the creaks and cracks from my knees, my ankles, my hips. Great exercise to touch some muscles that normally don't get hit. Particularly your hips are going to get really great burn here. Nice cut. Now we're planting our left foot, right leg as straight up in the air as we can get it. I'm not the most flexible, not the least flexible. So you can see my struggle to keep getting better, getting this leg more vertical. Other side. Let's do 10 more. Plant our left leg. Plant our right leg. So I can already tell doing some of these stretches that my left knee is purely sore from the run yesterday. Got a lot better overnight. It was hurting more last night. Make the ball. I think the sensible thing is to not run today. But as I continue to stretch, I feel more and more like I maybe could. But it's probably not too smart. What's up, Florida Nightmare? Now getting into our plank. Happy to hit my NFL picks if anyone's interested. Planks aren't just good for endurance and the muscles you're working, but planks are also a good mental test because you're really going to decide how long you hold it. You're going to decide when your burnout is most of the time. And especially when it's not like your last exercise, you're going to do more stuff. You don't want to kill yourself on it, but you still want to push yourself. And it can get really boring and painful because you're kind of in the same spot, which to me is going to require tough mental toughness. All right, let's push ourselves up. Go to this angle so you can see me more clearly. All right, downward facing dog. Getting both heels down to the ground. Really breathing through our hamstrings, through our calves. Feeling a nice stretch in our lower back. I'm going to come up into extended plank, down to Vinyasana. Upward facing dog, really look up, extenuating the spine, getting an extra stretch in your lower back. Back to Vinyasana under control, into downward facing dog. We're going to plant our left foot, right knee to right elbow. Do that 10 times. On 10, hold it up and step all the way through. Keep your left foot on the ground, your left hand on the ground, right hand up in the air. Virtually no weight on the hand on the ground. Should all really be in the legs. Great for the lower back. Great for the groin muscles. And take a deep breath. Reach forward as far as you can. You're going to really feel that in your back. Put your hand back down. Foot out. Vinyasana. Upward facing dog. Extending the spine. Back to Vinyasana, downward facing dog. Plant your right foot, left knee to left elbow 10 times. And on 10, extend, step through, keep your right hand down, and turn. Deep breath, reach forward. Step back, downward facing dog. Vinyasana, upward facing dog. Vinyasana, side plank on the left side. Right knee to right elbow. Switch it up. Come back to our plank. Don't want to sag, don't want to arch. You really want to stay as straight as an arrow. And you should really feel your abs working. Do it correctly. There's no point in doing things like this with poor form. Downward facing dog in the plank. And then back to plank. Back on all fours. 5 more cat-cows. And on Sundays, we always make a little extra effort to stretch out our backs, assuming some of you guys are about to buckle in for football all day. This is another great one for the lower back. If you didn't join earlier, this is one of my first stretches. Pretzel stretch. Right now, my right foot is over my left knee, and my left elbow is over my right knee as I look back. So when you go the other side, left foot over the right knee, right elbow over the left knee. You'll feel a bunch of cracks in your back if you don't normally stretch and you do that. All right, we already got 100 sit-ups and some reverse crunches. Sorry, I should really say 100 crunches. And reverse crunches, let's get our second 100. $25. $50. $75. It's 100. Back to our reverse crunches. Just for a minute, hit the squat bar. There we go. This is one of the best ways to unlock flexibility and body control, which will ultimately lead to better balance and strength. They're all interconnected. Too many people focus on one thing or the other, when they're all directly correlated. Much like mind, body, and spirit. A lot of people will focus on one or two of the three, rarely all three. Okay. And we're going to grab two very light dumbbells, a couple 3-pounders, sitting back in our normal seated cross-leg position. But we're going to hold our dumbbells to the side and twist. You can see there's plenty of space between my elbows and my ribs. Sitting up straight, back is straight. And where we're really going to be feeling this is in our torso, obliques, abs. And then as you go and go and go, you're going to really feel it also in your shoulders, your traps, and your biceps. The last bit, the bonus bit, is your grip and your forearm strength. Now, when you do these standing with heavier weights, that's going to obviously work your grip and your forearms more. 3-pounders, you're going to feel it more in the shoulders and the chest. And you can see my twists while my head is staying straight forward, while my hips are staying straight forward, the twist is all in my abdomen. And my arms are coming all the way across, like big hooks. Right from here, we're going to go into some shoulder work. Perfect example of how very light weight, used the right way, can be extremely hard. So that's 10 straight out. Let's go 10 straight forward. And then the hardest, straight up, down. Bring the arms in, but don't touch them. Woo! Feeling this in my traps. After we get to 10, we're going to come right back to our twists. We're feeling it even more now in those shoulders that are burning. Using 3-pound weights here, and you're going to feel a full-blown shoulder pump. We haven't even gotten on our feet yet. This has been a straight ground and pound so far. The other thing for beginners is you don't even need weight. This is hard for me. I do this, I work out every day like a lunatic, and I'm using 3-pounders. So always, everything's relative. Keep that in mind. Someone tagged me in a gymnast doing the routine on the rings and said, hey, you should try to do this or something like that. And I laughed. It's like, there's levels to this game. That guy's in a different galaxy to me. Point being, if you're just getting started, just do the motions. Just work your arms, both on the twists as well as that whole shoulder circuit I just did. Just do the movements with your hands. You don't have to have weight at all for it to work those muscles. Okay, now we're going to come back up and out. Straight hold. Now from the hold, slowly and under control, we're going to twist all the way. So we've got one weight directly in front of us and one directly behind us. Now we're going to come back to the middle and we're going to go the other way. It's Great way to test again symmetry in strength across different arms, body control, endurance, grip strength, all these little things that we don't think about. Sometimes these weird random exercises can do wonders. And from there, I like calling these rainbows. As you can tell now, we're getting the entire trapezius area. I learned that word last night, trapezius. That's what I would call your upper shelf, your shoulders, your traps, all those muscles up there. It's your trapezius region. And finish with one more. Rounded twists as our traps are burning. 'Happy Sunday, everybody. Anybody new tuning in? We have been on the ground now for 30 minutes. Already gotten a full yoga workout here and still haven't even stood up. Sundays, we really work on the back. And today we're doing it with a little bit more intensity because it's 123. So today's dedicated to the GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Wilmington, North Carolina, Laney High School, UNC, Chicago Bulls, Washington Wizards. Got to see Jordan play in person once when he was on the Wizards. His last game at the Garden, I think he dropped a 39 spot on us. Classic MJ. All right, back to our sit-ups. We've already done 200. Let's go for 300. $10. 20. 50. 90. 100. Moving right into our reverse crunch. And our slow knee to opposite elbow, extending the other leg. Really control the body. You'll see people at the gym do bicycles where they're going like that really quickly. This is much harder. Body control. keep moving. Go to the bathroom real quick. 1 minute. All right. Go with a little bit of music now. Now that I'm up and running. So what we're going to do here is a little push-pull between cross cables. So I think this thing's fixed finally. Is it? Can I actually change the weight? Huh. It worked. Okay. So we're going to do a little push-pull. Pull-ups and cross cables. On the cross cables, you'll see we go straight forward to get our upper chest, down to get our lower, or what I like to call our undercarriage. First, a couple concentric circles. Make sure the traps are loose after the lightweight sitting shoulder circuit. Backward, forward. Also do backward mini, forward mini. And then just a couple of weightless twists. All right. So push pull. Start with a pull. Then we go into push. So we take a step forward, and then I really have it lined up. So it feels like I'm almost on the bench press. It's just a straight push out. Computer's on a slight slant. I'll fix that after the set. So it might look a little bit like I'm crooked, but in reality, it's perfectly flat. Now you can push straight out like this, like I have for the first 5 reps. The harder version is twisting your hands, but not quite clapping them at the flex point. And we take a step back after 10, straight down, and again, we're clapping. So we turn our hands at the bottom at that flex point without quite touching our hands. So we're not clapping, we're turning our hands as if we're going to do a clap. And we control that weight. This is really going to get the lower part of your pec, and you will feel that. Back to our pull. Change up the grip. And then right back to the pull. Let's take a step forward. Oh no, hold on, wait. Let me see if I can get the camera more straight. I think right here is a more flat surface. Yeah. I also don't know why I got you guys 10 miles away from me. I might move this a little closer. That's better. All right. So we're stepping forward. Back is arched, right at about nipple level, and our hands are wide like on a bench press. Come forward, turn your hands, but don't touch them. Right at that flex point. It's going to work the upper chest. Perfect form is always going to beat heavier weight. And at 10, we step back. My hands are just getting out of the screen, but they're not touching. They're turning at the bottom. All right, third set. Pull. There's 10. No break. Step forward. I'm sure you guys have read or seen people say push, pull, push, pull. This is it right here. It's best push, pull. Even better than bench press in some ways because we get to both isolate the upper and lower pectoral muscles. Where sometimes on the bench, depending on your grip and depending on where you lower it on your chest, you're going to rely more on different muscles, and you're probably going to use that same form the whole time. So you don't get the full pack. Woo! That felt good. Body armor for life. It really is all I drink. Just the truth. All right. Get into some band work now. Woo! My chest is feeling it. We're going to do a couple circles. Good way to stretch out the boobs. Forward. We ran yesterday for over an hour. I didn't realize how out of control it got. But ended up almost at like 10, 11 miles, something like that. All right, we're going into our curls with our 40-pound band. We're going to start with our traditional. So our palm is facing the sky at the flex point. Then at 10, we're going to go to hammers. So my palms are staying parallel to one another. All right, we definitely did more than 10, but I'm just feeling good and lost count. Let's go to reverse. So now the palm faces the floor. This is so good for your forearms, for your grip strength. This will make you better at pull-ups. This will just make you better at being able to carry stuff, grab stuff. I mean, basic functional strength. Reverse curls with the band. Write it down. Get yourself a set of bands. You can do this every day, no matter what, wherever you are. Do these in the office. Get back to reverse. Regulars. Now we're going to just go through our variants. Hammers, reverse, regular. Notice how the elbow really is not moving, but my biceps right now are on fire. And that's one of the big differences when you're using a band. I think you kind of inherently have to stay still because your foot is holding it down. And then because the weight is in a straight line, meaning when you're pulling the band up vertically like this, you're less inclined to kind of lean back. It's either you can do it or you can't do it. Can never hype up resistance bands enough for all you guys. Been using them forever because I've traveled my whole life, and it's the only piece of equipment I've always been able to bring anywhere, no matter what. So if you have this and you have some yoga moves, that alone, you can get really jacked up, get in really good shape. Even if you're not a big cardio person, even if you're not doing some of the other stuff. You won't get the same results, but you can certainly get a lot done. So just work the biceps hard. We're going to go right in here for the triceps. Try not to be 20 miles away from you guys so you can see the form properly. It's actually probably better if I... That. Yeah, there that boy. Okay, so stay close to the tower so we're vertical. At the bottom, the flex point, we're turning our hands outward. That's something you can probably tell is a little bit of a theme. It's turning our hands, whether it's on the cross cables with the chest, whether it's with our curls, but you get that extra pop in the muscle. Again, the elbows are stationary as we isolate the target muscles. Not using our back, not using our body weight, not using our hips, not swaying. Don't worry about heavy weight, worry about perfect form. Now our feet are staggered, our back is arched. We're going into our hammer curls, and again, turn the hands out at the flex point. Now we're going to go with a heavier band. So these will be tougher. This is 50-pound band instead of the 40-pound. Go through our variants: regular curl, hammer curl, reverse curl. I gotta not count, but instead focus on making sure I have the right grip and I'm following my sequence correctly of regular curl, hammer curl, reverse curl. This is really burning. Let's hold the hammer, double hammer. Just about a 90-degree angle. Sip of body armor. I can't believe we're still cruising to an hour here, and we didn't even do cardio today. Although this type of workout is a perfect example of how you can get cardiovascular exercise without running or doing the elliptical or any of that stuff if you don't like it. So our second superset here. No break. Go right into your hammers. Third set. Back to the black 40-pounder. And a pair and a listening to OAR. Here we go. Regular. Hammer. Reverse. Ah! Hold the hammers. Back to the triceps. Last set, so I did 12. A little extra. All right. We are at 300 sit-ups, 300 crunches. Let's go for 4. $25. $350. $375. $390. $400. $410. $420. $430. $440. $450. $460. $470. $480. $490. That's 500. It's 520. $530. 540. 550. 560. 570. 580. 590. 600 plus, reverse crunch. That was a set of over 300 crunches, and we entered it having already done 300. I do think that's my career best crunch set, doing 300 all at once. This is called Happy Baby. It is a real yoga pose. Feels very weird, but it's a good stretch. Scissors. Really feeling this in the abs after all those sit-ups, all those crunches. Now we're gonna lay flat on our stomachs. Well, at least I am. I don't know what you're doing. And we're gonna do some up dog push-ups. So from the hips down, let me move my screen up a little. From the hips down, we're just flat on the ground. But what we're gonna do here is both get a isolation on our chest triceps on the push, little touch on the shoulders, but really stretch and extenuate the lower back and spine. And holy God, do I feel it in my abs right now. You know, now that they're putting all the sponsorships on NBA jerseys, these old school guys with just the champion and the NBA logo, the vintage, I bet they end up being worth some money one day. And I'll never sell. I'll be living homeless with my jersey before I sell it. Going back to our cat cows, just how we started. While we're stretching out the lower back, the hips, the obliques, we're going to also really feel this in our abs after hitting 500 crunches and just now the set of 300. Now, when I come down, you can see how the muscles in my butt and my hamstring, they all come to life right here. Oh, look at that, nice and white. And that's part of the stretch, is activating that whole hip area, from your hips into your butt. When that's healthy, your lower back's going to be feeling good. Take your time doing these. It's going to really help you. And this is a great one for beginners, because you can do this. You don't need to be running 2 miles a day to be able to do some cat cows. It's a great starting point. And then from there, as you guys know, I always like to plant one. So we got our left knee planted, right knee to right elbow. Man, my abs are on fire. Now we've still gotten a nice little burn and stretch on our legs, even though it's a rare non-running day. Twist so you guys can see the fire hydrants. So now what's tough after all those sit-ups? How about a little planky plank? Oh, wide world. I'll give you my NFL picks while I'm in a plank. How's that? I mean, they're already posted on Frank's page, but I took the Bills -7 at the Panthers because the Panthers are the Panthers, really. As the season goes on, I kind of try to pick on bad teams more than it is be, a total expert. But I've got my formula. So Bills -7 at Panthers, Bengals -6.5 versus the Jets. Browns getting points. I think they're getting like 7 or 7.5 against the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to win, but the Browns have a tough defense and can keep these games close, especially with a younger quarterback. Somehow I think the Niners are getting points at the Texans, so I took that without thinking much. And then the Bucs giving 4.5 to the Saints. Division game, but I think Baker is just playing angry football and is killing it. So with the Saints not being the best team, I feel pretty good about taking Baker against them. All right, we got a good hour-plus workout today. I hope everybody has a great Sunday. I hope all your NFL games go how you want. We managed to do cross cables, pull-ups, triceps, biceps, all supersets, 30 minutes of yoga, 500 crunches, bunch of reverse crunches, and some other stuff. Lots of band work, and even 3-pound work from a seated position. So it's definitely a different workout today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And the majority of it, you don't need any equipment. You just need the willpower and discipline to get yourself started. And do it right there in your living room. All right, guys. Have a great Sunday. I love you all.